Hey y'all, how y'all doing tonight? Hey, it's Wednesday. Hump, 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 humpity hump day, hump, 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 humpity hump day, right? Thank goodness we got through the first few days of the week, and Monday was a holiday. Ain't that something? So, how y'all doing? Everybody out there staying safe? Everybody out there doing what they need to do for them? Huh? Y'all see my shirt? Y'all know my personal t-shirt designer made it all for me. I don't even know if y'all can see it with that glare I got looking in the back at me. But yeah. So y'all, it's been an interesting couple of days around here since Monday. The ambulance was at my house at about 3:30, 4 o'clock this morning because my sugar dropped. Y'all know I told you I'm a type 2 diabetic diagnosed. And my sugar has been really, really low for the last, I would say since about Saturday, so like 3 or 4 days. And by low, I mean like 45, 54, those type of numbers. So really, really low. And I was feeling sick last night. Actually woke me up out of my sleep. So I went to the bathroom to try to throw some water on my face and stuff. And next thing I knew, I collapsed on the floor. Julian came in there, got me to the bed. Anyway, checked my sugar. It was 42, and I think that's right. And I was kind of in and out of it. And my pulse was at 54. So he, of course, at that moment called 911. And they came. They left because I would not go to the ER. But y'all, it's just too risky, really. I can't go to the ER unless I got to go. And they stayed here. You know, they gave me some glucose gel and made me eat some nasty behind crackers. And they made Julian promise to cook me breakfast. Y'all, they made him promise to cook me breakfast. So, yeah, so they left. They got my sugar up to 61, and my pulse, my heart rate was up, and then my blood pressure went up because it was also low when they checked that. So anyway, yeah, so Summer made cinnamon rolls this morning, some of them orange good ones, and yeah, but today I've been okay. It hasn't been really low. It was 74 earlier, but that's not low compared to the numbers I've been having. So I'll take that all day. I think it's time to make some medication changes. You know, I don't take insulin, but I do take a large dose of metformin. I take 2,000 milligrams a day. So it's probably about time to cut that back some. But that's a blessing, right? Nothing to complain about. So anyway, but guys, I want to have a talk tonight. Y'all know this show is called Real Life Talk with April. Hey, Summer. And anybody that knows me, you know, that knows me knows that I don't really mix words too often. I just say what needs to be said or what I want to say. And I'm really not too concerned about other people's understanding or liking of what I say, if I'm really honest. I don't mind explaining if you ask, but if you don't care to understand, I don't care if you understand. So I was talking today with my family, me and Julian and Summer. It was a bunch of us sitting outside, and we were talking about this, what occurred with Mr. Floyd and George Floyd. And for those of y'all don't know, that's the name of the black man that was murdered in Minneapolis. So anyway, we were talking about it. You know, in our household, the dynamics are the cultural diversity just in our household is probably more than most Americans are exposed to in their entire life, because we have Dominican culture, we have African American culture, we have Caucasian or whatever, Native American culture. There's some white, I don't know what white, y'all. I never really dug into that side of my family. I'm Hispanic. Larice is Filipino and Black. So there are 6 different cultures in our one household. Hey, Tiffany, one household. Now, there's a conversation that has to be had with Jonathan, Bryson, Jonah, that I don't necessarily have to have with Javier or Zane, because until they really talk to them, they don't know that they're not white, right? Because they're like me. Most people don't realize I'm not 100% Caucasian until they talk to me. Because look, my skin is pale. But honey, let me tell you something. Have you ever looked at a color wheel? It's all kind of colors and shades on there. The shade of a human being is a simple chemical in your body called melanin. It has nothing to do with DNA. It's about, well, I guess it does kind of, but it depends on how much melanin is in your system, on how dark your shade is. The more melanin, the darker you get. I.e., when light-skinned people get in the sun, the UV kicks up their melanin, and therefore that's how they get a tan and get darker. It's about melanin. It's about a body chemical, guys, that decides what color we are. Are you kidding me? We're absolutely no different. Our blood is the same. But y'all, I don't care who you are. If you have seen the picture or the video of what occurred in Minneapolis on that street or that wherever, that parking lot, it's disgusting. Not only is it disgusting, it was not even necessary. And you can say, you know, I saw a mutual friend of Julian's on our Facebook posted a thing about, here we go, they're causing division, citing race, and we don't have all the details. What details? My question is, what details do you need not to believe that this man purposely killed the other man? What are you seeing that you need more evidence? They believe the man was forging a check. That is what they were called there for, to the grocery store, the police. And a man ended up dead over a forged check? And you can miss me all day with the fact he was resisting arrest. Any of us that have any type of restraint training. That means you can be a nurse, you can be in the military, you can be a police officer, you can work with mentally disabled people, you can work with developmentally disabled people. However, you can work in a child with children. You are taught restraint methods, correct? In what restraint method did you have your hands in your pocket? Answer me. I'm just curious. There's a lot of people. I got everything, everybody I just listed, I got on my page in our friends group. Police, military, active and retired. We've got child care workers, teachers, those that work with special needs children, those. Come on, there are all kind of people on our page. Can somebody tell me where in restraint training you have both your hands in your pocket, right? Because if I'm not mistaken, he was sitting on top of that man with his hands like this in his pocket. The Asian was standing over here with his hands in his pocket. The guy next to the guy that had his knee on the man's throat restraining this one man, and yet your knee was still on his throat? Come on, guys. First of all, that's not even a restraint that is taught except for to kill your opponent. Let me tell y'all what I know. That is taught if you want to kill them and hurt them, injure them. And that's what he did. There's no room. What are we going to say? At the same time, them people that broke into the police compound and was busting out taillights, back rear windows with skateboards and stuff. Come on, y'all. We got to be smarter than that. I understand the anger. I understand why. But you cannot give them ammunition. If you give them ammunition, it gives them something to use against you. We have to handle this stuff differently. But I wanted y'all to remember, we still can't forget about the lady who the police broke in her house and shot the wrong one. Exactly, Tiffany. Two wrongs don't make a right. They broke into her, went in her house, the wrong address, and killed her. Ahmaud Arbery in Brunswick. What's going on with them people up there? They still in jail, y'all know? I know the answer. I'm just curious, do y'all know? And I want y'all to understand, it's the fact that this continues to occur and we continue to sweep it under the rug, and then when it happens again, then we run a whole list of names of people that this has happened to, and then it happens again and again, y'all. What are we going to do to fix it? What are we? Because this is a people fix. We all have to work together to fix this issue. We have to practice what we're teaching our kids. Do your children know about cultural diversity? Look, that's where it starts. That's how you teach your children they are not better and nobody is less than them. They have to understand cultural diversity. They have to understand that everybody don't have to look, sound, or act like them. But you know, some people just want their kids to repeat their mistakes. And I don't care if you believe me or like what I say or not. If you're a bigot, you're making mistakes. You dead wrong. And nobody got a right to judge nobody. Help me understand. Tell me the last time a black cop shot or killed a white person where it was unjust. You know what I'm saying? Look, I believe cops have to do what they have to do. I'm talking about things that were intentionally done to harm the other person, like what has occurred in America. There isn't any, guys. It doesn't. It doesn't. It is what it is. Those people, and the thing is, what is so sad about it is how all of those other three grown men watched this officer do that. All of them went to the same academy. All of them knew that that was illegal, what he was doing. The restraint hold he was using is illegal. And nobody said nothing. That's the problem. That's the problem. Most of this other stuff that happened, it was one and one, right? But here lately, there's been multiple. So now they tearing up. Come on, y'all. I got to talk to my son, to my husband. I've got to tell them, look, right or wrong, if you stopped, and this is a conversation I had with Jonathan and Bryson years ago. And unfortunately, I've had with Javier. And unfortunately, I will have and train Zane, because Zane needs to know he ain't no different. But I tell them, my daughter too, you get stopped by the police, you hit record on your motherfucking phone, you turn that car off, and you put your hands up. Don't touch your steering wheel. They like, think you trying to touch something under there. Put your hands up. When they ask you to move something, or they ask you for something, you make sure they know you're fixing to move and where you move it to before you make. I don't want them to be able to hurt one of my loved ones. I don't want them to hurt nobody's loved ones. And that's why we got to speak out about this stuff, y'all. We got to speak out about the injustice. What's wrong is wrong. We can't justify that. I don't care if they lost their job. I can't go out there and kill nobody. It's a medical professional, it's a nurse. If I kill a patient, I'm going to be in trouble. I'm going to get more than lose my job. Do you understand? So there is nothing to talk about in this. And if that one officer that had his knee on his neck get 20 years, the other 3 ought to get 15. Period. Now, I don't see him getting that much time. Well, you right, Summer. You right. But I still have to tell them what else I'm supposed to do. I shouldn't have to worry about that. But I do. Every day. Hey, Kyra. Every day. They have to worry about it. But y'all, what are you gonna do? And that's what we have to start asking. What are you gonna do in your home, in your life, with those around you, that is gonna make a difference in the way people see people that don't look like them? Y'all know me. Anybody make the mistake and call me white, I quick to let them know I'm Hispanic. Fast and hurry. And yes, y'all don't need to tell me that Hispanics are considered Caucasian in America on the ethnicity list, but on the nationality list. But my ethnicity is Hispanic, and that's how we live around here. So I don't need nobody correcting me about me. You understand? We Black, Hispanic, and Latino around here, and Filipino too. Now that Larissa's in our family. So it just is what it is. Yes, my mother is white, and my father's white, kind of too. But I ain't never really fit in there, y'all. So we don't go there, and that's not who raised me anyway. But that's really irrelevant, right? It's really irrelevant who we are, who you are. What is relevant is people are dying because somebody took it upon themselves that they were superior and had the right and the entitlement to take another life. Now, what is the difference in their entitlement and the entitlement of a serial killer? There's absolutely no difference. But we sit up here and we justify it because they the police. F that. Not only that, look here. I don't know who y'all need to talk to or what y'all need to do, but look here. I don't know who's doing the psych evals around these police departments in America, but y'all is failing. There ain't no way somebody can put their knee on somebody's neck for more than 7 minutes and kill them, and y'all didn't know they was like that. There, look, I'm here to tell you, he's probably got a whole bunch of friends higher up that feel the same way he do. But guess what? They won't get in no trouble because their names ain't gonna come out. But I'm gonna tell you something. If you go snitch about bigots. Point them out. If you know somebody is a racist, point them out. Put them on blast. Why is we sitting up here acting like we don't know that should be happening? Who's doing these psych evals on these police officers? Their buddies? What are they, buddies? Hey, Danny, I love you, sis. What are they doing? We sitting up here. Hey, Roz. We have to start saying something. If it's wrong, we have to say it's wrong. What are we doing? Y'all, because y'all sit in church with y'all pastor. Let me tell you something. If you sit in a church where there ain't no black people or a mix of people, you in a racist church. I don't care if it's a black church or a white church. If your church would look at somebody of a different color, nationality, differently when they walk in their church, your church is racist. That don't mean your pastor is, but the congregation is. But look here, y'all, there's pastors out there inciting hate. Why? Why aren't these pastors? You know what I tell you tonight? I watched a pastor. It's y'all know my friend Rosalind, her pastor. Because y'all know we don't go to church, but her pastor. And I watched him tonight. I really enjoy him. I like him as a pastor, as a man, as a teacher. He appears and is, from what I've seen, a great man. But so I was watching him tonight, right? It's Wednesday night. So I was watching him on the thing. And he was talking about the truth. And I know y'all gonna be like, oh, the Bible. No. He was talking about the truth of history, historical facts, truth. The fact that we weren't slaves when we came over here. We were people. The fact that if your church isn't teaching love and that we are all one blood, we all have the same blood, then they are failing you. That ain't exactly what he said, but look, I'm just, you know, I watched it, so I ad-libbed it, right? But that's what he was saying about how we have to see one another, see one another for who we are, but then we have to see one another enough to call and tell each other the truth. There are some things that some people say, I be like, what she just said? Like, I don't see color. Y'all, white people, stop saying you don't see color. They don't want to hear that. Because when you say you don't see color, you saying you don't see their beautiful dark skin, or they red bone skin, or they yellow skin, or they light bright skin, whatever color shade of skin they are. It doesn't matter, but you can't say you don't see color. God created us to look different. And the only thing our color decides is what color foundation or colors look better on us. Y'all kidding me? Y'all up here basing your opinions of people off a damn color wheel. Y'all are disgusting. And it's ridiculous. Off a color wheel. You decided who is better, who's superior, and who's inferior. Off of a color wheel? You're either basing it off of a color wheel, finances, or who they know. Come on, y'all. We got to do better. America has to do better. We have to come together and we have to talk. We have to come together and we have to be honest. We have to come together without emotions. Because I'm going to tell you something, emotionally, we're all over the place. If you have a black man in your home that you love and care for, what is going on in America is scary as hell for you and them right now. And if it's not, you might be the Ben Carsons of the world. I don't know, but you ain't down here where I'm at. But we have to get back to a place where we loving people, not they skin. Y'all think about that. It's not people. You looking at skin, an organ, and that's how you're deciding who that person is? Wow. Now let me tell y'all something. I know any of y'all that's know me any amount of time, y'all know I don't F with too many Caucasian people. I don't. Because of what I went through and look, I was abused by Caucasian people. So I don't mess with them. I had a strong mental, look, it was severe for me for a long time. I still to this day ain't too bright about it. Do you understand? Look, I'll give y'all an example. In 2011, when Julian and I got married and merged our Facebook pages, he was like, there ain't no white people in your page. Sorry, not sorry. It's just not where I roll. It just is. It's nothing personal. I just don't trust them. I don't. And you know what? That's not fair. And I have worked very hard in my life to get to a place where I do have some Caucasian friends that are amazing people, y'all. And I love them. But they love me. You understand? So the thing is, though, y'all, there's just certain things I just cannot, I just had to work through. So I understand. Hey, Miss Florence Jenkins. But y'all, so I get it. I understand because I felt and still, and look, y'all, I can't go in a room of all Caucasians. If there are too many, and people will tell you, if it's too many, I get anxious. And I start to feel sweat. It is a serious thing, guys. Hey, Erica, I love you too. But and you one of the ones I was talking about. But y'all, I was abused. And so that's something I had to deal with. But at no point in time have I ever mistreated a Caucasian person. Do you understand? Never in my life have I mistreated one. Now, I have been in the club and a white guy come up behind me and turn around and be like, I don't do white guys. Deuces. I have been in the club or somewhere and things happen, right? And it's just too many people. But y'all, I can't help it. It's what I've been through. But it doesn't define how I treat them. Do you hear me? I'm still going to speak to them. And I'm still going to be nice to them as long as they don't say nothing dumb. Now they say something, isn't it? Oh, I will read them. Fast, y'all. Fast. Fast. But I don't like that. I try my hardest to remember they didn't do anything. But y'all, people sit out here and you not liking somebody and you acting on your hate for them. Because let me tell you something. Excuse me. It takes a level of disrespect to kill someone, to take a life. Y'all can hear me, not believe whatever you want to say, but there is a lack of respect in taking a life. I don't care what the conditions are, there is a lack of respect that allows you to be able to take a life. So this white police officer had no respect for the man he was called to question about illegal activity. And because of his lack of respect for this man, he put his knee on his throat, his neck, in a restraint maneuver that is only used to kill or subdue the other person. It's not even legally used in regular police restraint because they know the damage is caused over the years. Neck issues in their cervical spine. Prisoners, and they got to pay out money. People have died. Because when you cut that off, listen, people, they ain't but one way blood flow in and one way blood flow out. It's easy to cut that off. One way air in, one way air's out. The police officer and the other three, so all four of their asses, are aware of everything I just said. They learned in the academy. So there's no justification for what occurred outside that grocery store. They all four need to go to prison. The guy that committed the murder needs to do, if he do 20, the other three need to do 15. And I mean that, I ain't changing my mind, and I don't care if they give them the death penalty. Yes, I'm of the eye for an eye mindset. Unless we're at war, if you kill somebody, you should get killed too. Unless it's justified. But let me tell y'all something. The man that my mother was married to, my stepfather that did all of those horrible things to me, lives right here in Bradford County. Why would I go bother that man? But really, he's a piece of shit. But why would I go bother him? Why? There's no difference in that and what they would take me to jail. So you're saying that this man can go and, because he's a police officer? Come on, y'all. We're supposed to be able to look at the police and feel safe. Y'all know I don't mess with the police. Anybody know me will tell you the police show up, April get gone. I don't do nothing wrong. I don't want to deal with them, but I ain't got nothing to say. I ain't seen nothing. I ain't heard nothing. I ain't thought about nothing. I don't even remember breathing, officer. I got to go. That's how I roll. I don't mess with the police at all. Right? Period. I live a life where I ain't got nothing to handle no more, so I ain't got to mess with the police at all. I don't. But y'all, that man killed him. There's no, and then they had, I know, you were the first, hey Lou, Erica, you was the first person I thought about it when I saw where it happened at, honey. I really did. I thought about you. But y'all, I don't understand. How is there even an argument for what this cop did? How is there an argument for the behavior of the other three? How is there an argument that the entire, let me tell you something. This entire police district and whatever they call themselves up there, they all need to be investigated. Because there's no way this officer is that big of a bigot and ain't nobody at his job. No. Y'all know, we know. Look, let me tell you something. I can meet somebody and tell you if they're a bigot or not. And I know y'all think I'm crazy, but I'm telling you, I can look at them and tell. If they say I don't, if somebody tell you I don't see color, either they really, really are clueless about what's going on in America, or they a bigot. One of the two. If somebody says, "Oh, your hair, something about your hair with a stank face," if they look at you and say, "You from such and such," come on, y'all. People will tell you who they are if you would shut up and listen to them long enough. You know the Bible talk about that in James too. What it say? Be swift to hear, swift to something else, but slow to talk, anger and talking. Well, something like that. It's there. Y'all know I ain't looked that up, but it's in there. I ain't looked that chapter up, but it's in there. But y'all, we really are sitting up here arguing, justify. Y'all, have y'all seen the comments? And look, black people, my people, my loved ones, I'm as angry as anybody else, as any of us are. But we cannot lower ourselves to their standard. That's what they want, so they can say, we made it happen. No, we have got to try something different. I don't know exactly what that is. Y'all know my friend Dania, my sister, y'all. She has always had a way she did things. And she's always been the type of chick, you don't go to her with a problem unless you got an idea about a solution, right? Now, you may not have the solution, but you better have an idea of how to solve the problem you have. And she always was that way, even as a leader on her job and stuff. You know, she always wanted you, if you was talking to her about issues, she always wants to know, well, what do you think will solve it? She always been like that, as long as we've been friends. And that's the truth. But I'm going to tell you something. Behaving the way somebody else behaves is not going to balance stuff out. Now, I do think that if they took a life for a life, I'm just saying, I'm not against that. Whatever the justice system decide to do. But let me tell you something. The justice system may decide just to, what they going to do, y'all slap them on the wrist? They still ain't nothing happened with the Aubrey fellas in Brunswick, or the other 4 that were arrested in the drug ring they had been running for a year. They ain't the grand jury indicted. They ain't none of that. Ain't none of that. Y'all heard anything else about that lady house they went in the wrong address and killed her? Y'all heard anything else about that? No, because we ain't talking about it. We moved on to the next thing. And so we ain't talking about it. They not going to talk about it. So if you're looking for something to do, you're looking for a way to help, my suggestion, you can take it or leave it, it don't matter. My suggestion to you, if you want to help and you realize this is an injustice against a people, this is an injustice against people that they a different color. You really want to help. You really want to help, then talk about it. Talk about it with your kids. Talk about it with your family. Talk about it with your church. Talk about it with your youth groups. Talk about it with well, you can't talk about it with your students. If you can talk about it, talk about it. And talk about it factually. If you're a history teacher, teach factually what happened. Teach your children. You may not can teach at school, but if you teach your children, if every household would just start teaching their children, we can change all of this. No, it's not all cops. No, it's not all white people. No, it's not all black people. No, it's not all whoever's. It's never all, but there is always a standard. Are we going to unify and be a standard? Because look here, my minority people, we can't come together most of the time ourselves without no mess. Even when it's just family. We got to do better. All of us have to do better. We have to teach better. We have to instill different in our kids. If I have to teach my son how to act when the police pull him over, the least you white people can do is teach your sons and daughters that my kid is not inferior or gonna hurt them because of their color. I'm just saying, we all got a part to play in this. We all have a part to play in this. This isn't one person's problem. This isn't one city's problem. This is an American problem. And the truth is, if we can learn how to get through this, we can get through anything. But there's a level of respect that is due every person. There's a level of respect that is due a person. And it's not out there. Some people have no respect for the other person. I don't care what they say. There's no way nobody else knew that that man was racist. And he was racist. This was a forgery check, y'all. A forgery call. There wasn't nothing proven. And they said the man resisted. Right? That's what they said, and the man resisted. Resisted, but all y'all hands in your pockets. Or they somewhere else, ain't none of y'all hands on that man. Just your damn knee in his neck. With your hands in your pocket. Because he was resisting and flailing around so much, he didn't knock your skinny white ass off of it. Y'all know what I'm saying? Y'all see I'm getting mad. It don't make no sense. Look, the way they were holding that man, if he was resisting, they couldn't have kept him on the ground. Are y'all foolish to think other? Are you serious? I can't wait till I get my camera, and Julie finish setting up my filming stuff, because I'm gonna do a thing where I can show y'all stuff I want y'all to see. How many of y'all saw that video where the white man was in a four-way intersection, right? And he was flailing a gun around in the hood. He was in the hood. He was in a black neighborhood. Or I should say a low-income neighborhood, because let me tell you something. There's a lot of us in low-income neighborhoods. But, you know, just because you're white does not make you entitled. You're in the same neighborhood we in, boo. Anyway, the man was flailing a gun. The people out there with their children there was 3 or 4 police officers there yelling at the man to put the gun down. And the people there said, shoot him, shoot him. But one of the ladies, I heard them say, if it was one of us, he'd have been dead. Who can argue with it? What's sad is 99% chance she's right with the statistics. Now, I don't know the intent or heart of none of those police that were there. But what I'm saying to you is, now eventually they did shoot him because he pointed the gun at the police. However, why was he able to do that? There were people out there and he just willy-nilly with a gun, right? But there was no They didn't shoot it until he pointed it at them. Man, but I'm going to tell y'all something. Y'all know Steven Jackson played basketball. He knows this George Floyd very well. Like they're childhood friends, like brothers. So he said he on his way to Minneapolis, Minnesota. That's what I'm on that way to Minnesota. He said on his Snapchat or whatever, Steven Jackson said he had just moved. The guy had moved there, was getting his life together, and had was driving truck. So I wonder what check he was trying to cash. They thought was a forged check. You know, I want more details on that part. Not that it matters, but I'm just curious why the store called the police. Did the store call the police because it's another example like that white lady in the park? Y'all, I promise y'all, how that lady gonna holler, cry, talk about the police and she threatened? Y'all, this really what's going on. Then the black man stole the autistic boy's mama's car or whatever, stole something when she pushed the little autistic boy in the water. I don't know how many of y'all saw that video either. She pushed him in the water. I'll talk about that another time because the night ain't the night for that. I'll be too worked up talking about that too. I told y'all the ambulance was here last night, so I am trying not to get myself overworked. But pushed him in the water. Why is always black men do it? Why? Why they can't be purple men? Because you're telling a lie, so why not tell the whole lie, right? Why they had to be black? I don't understand. I mean, do people, honestly, I'm curious to know, are there people that really don't understand what is going on? You know, and Trump talking about he want them to investigate the FBI and whoever. And then the mayor, y'all seen the mayor of Minneapolis jump on there, talking about the people, talking about the people, it's an injustice and he wants them charged and all of that. I think he just up there fluffing feathers so they don't have no more riots. But them people is hot in Minneapolis. I don't blame them. If I was there, I might go out there too, y'all. Just because I feel like your face should be on the scene of injustices. Your face should be on the scene. If you know an injustice has occurred and you in the area to get there, you should get there. We have to make change where we're at. We cannot keep waiting on whoever. Who we waiting on? Donald Trump? Al Sharpton? Who gonna help us? None of them. They're all in the same boat. Jesse Jackson, all of them is in the same boat. Bill Clinton, all of them in the same boat. The only one that might not be completely in the boat with all of them is Obama. But guess what, y'all? They all in the same boat that we're not in. Period. But we have to be able to work. I know you would. But y'all, we gotta work our area, our community. We have got to know our neighbor, help our neighbor. If everybody would just start being neighborly, if anybody, exactly, because that's against the law too, Erica. I don't understand the vandalizing stuff either. They're going to get themselves in trouble. But we have to make change. Hey, Sarah. We have to make change. We have to do different. We have to set an example We have to stop only coming together when one of us has been killed. We have to stop that. We have to stop that being the only time we want to rally. We have got to rally all the time so that they know we're not going to be playing with it. We don't need to be out there fighting. We don't need to be out there vandalizing stuff. All we need to do is come together. All we need to do is support one another, put our money with one another. That's the only way they're going to see us, is if we hit their pockets. Y'all think it's a joke if you want to. You can lock up everybody. They can lock up all 4 of them police officers. That does not take care of the problem. The problem is deep rooted in these human beings. And the only way we're going to fix it, if they have to work through it and get it out of themselves, ain't nothing we going to do to fix them. They just bad eggs. They're just racist. They're just ignorant. They're just big. They just whatever word you want to put there. That's it. That's it. That's who they are. They can't help. They could help it, but listen. They don't want to help it. So what that means is we can't change them. We can't change. You cannot change a mindset of someone that doesn't want to change it or thinks they're right. So what we have to do is those of us that are on the same page, those of us that are like-minded individuals, we have to get together. And we have to make change. Yes, I said we have to make change. It's that simple, guys. Start in your home. Make sure your children understand that their color and their cultural habits, because that's really the only difference in any of us is our cultural habits. But, man, that's another program. But teach them that those things are beneficial, right? They're beneficial to life. Diversity is not the same as division. We want to diversify, not divide each other. Every culture is different. And even, y'all might not believe this, y'all might think all of us minorities are the same, but we're not. The way Julian's family does things as Dominicans is different than the way somebody else I know that's Puerto Rican does things. It's just cultural difference, but there's similarities too, right? So the thing is that we have to make sure we're teaching our children that differences are what makes the world such an amazing place. Differences are what makes science and history so interesting. Differences are what make marriages so fun. Differences are what makes best friends best friends. Differences are what makes us family. How we deal with those differences is what makes us human. Whether we have a humanistic side is what I mean. We're all human. I'm not aliens. That's not what I'm saying. But it gives us, and when you're human, there are certain feelings, certain emotions, certain things that just occur, right? But the thing is these officers, these people are broken. Only broken people hate people. Period. Only broken people hate people. I didn't say it. They like. Look, like and hate, two different things. Hey, Cousin Linda. It takes a level of hate But those people are broken for whatever reason. I don't really care. At this point, he done killed somebody. So I don't care what them 4 cops' reasons are for whatever they did. I don't care what it was that made all 4 of those cops angry enough that a man could die and nobody said anything. They had their hands in their pockets and their hands chill and relaxed. So we have to remember that we are all human. And diversity is what makes us a great people. Division is what brings hate and all of this other stuff. Y'all, let me tell you something. If you have a vagina or a penis, you walk on 2 legs, you have 2 arms, you kind of look like me, right? We were created by the Creator. We were created in the image of God. We weren't created in Jesus' image. We weren't created in Muhammad image. We was not created in Dalai Lama image. We was created in God's image. And God has been used in this hate. So many people that hate people are Christians. Let me tell y'all something. There are more Christians hating people than any other group in America. Christians got a whole list of people they don't mess with, or that they don't like, or that's going to hell, right? But let me tell y'all something. Just like y'all out here saying the homosexual going to hell, that white pastor said all us black people going to hell. So I'm just saying, y'all, what y'all looking at now? Y'all say what y'all want to say. Y'all can say what y'all want to say, but it's the truth. I know everybody on here don't like what I'm saying, but look here, y'all go share this. Y'all tell other people to watch this. I'm not going to shut up about injustice. I got me a show now. We finna talk about stuff that happened. This real life, look at my shirt. Y'all see what it say? Real life talk with April. So y'all, those that know me, y'all don't expect nothing less than some of the stuff come out my mouth. Yeah, because I don't really care. I'm going to say what I need to say. And if you disagree with what I'm saying, I welcome your opinion. As long as it's not a bigoted opinion. Because look here, don't come on here saying not racist, because I will cuss you out and then block you. It's going to happen just like that. I'm going to cuss you out and then I'm going to block you. That's simple. And if I see you in public and I had to block you and cuss you out for being a bigot, boo, we can see what it do. You understand? I'm that girl. So, yeah. Because I know there'll be some people who say, but I welcome dialogue. Let me tell you something. If you're somebody that don't understand what I'm saying, because maybe you're not culturally aware, right? That's okay. That is, oh, look, I grew up in Stark my entire life. I left 4 days after I graduated high school and went in the United States Navy. So believe me, I understand narrow-mindedness and ignorance. It's a lot of it here. It's a lot of it here. So racism, I grew up with all of that. Y'all, I had an afro. I'm going to get my picture. I'm going to dig it up and I'm going to bring it on here next time. I had an afro in school. And child, the Caucasian people in school didn't talk to me. But see, my mother didn't know what to do with my hair, right? She didn't know how to take care of it. She done had a baby with this man, and I done got the minority side hair, the Hispanic side. I got they thick, just bushy hair. It look good now though. It done fell out since I got sick. But y'all, people, White people didn't bother me. But I was okay with that because I didn't want to bother them either, right? So it was okay. It worked out. But like I said, I understand it. And like I said, I hated white people for a long time. I did. And those friends of mine that have taught me that I had a wrong outlook. You understand? I was wrong that I grouped all of them together, white people. I was wrong. I didn't have the right to do that because they are not all the same. All of them are not my mother. All of them are not her husband, my stepfather. All of them are not the people that I have heard use the N-word towards me or my children. They are not the people that have used that word towards my husband. They are not the white people that ran me and my children off the road, that racetrack road here. They're not those people. But for years, I grouped all of them together. I ain't never killed one of them, though. So what I'm saying is, you can get past it. You don't have to be ignorant and hateful your whole life. Because I was ignorant and hateful. Period. But at least I was harmed by multiple white people. Multiple ways. But I was harmed and abused physically, mentally, and emotionally by white people. So, hey, I felt how I felt. I'm sorry. It is what it is. But we cannot, that was wrong. And we cannot go around just hating people because they are different than us. Or because we have this idea of who they are because of a previous experience. No. Why? Why is that okay? Why are you instilling that? Why are you allowing those behaviors in your children? Right? Our children learn more from what we do than anything we ever tell them. But you sit and you, it's okay for them to think this way or that. No, it's not. And from one mother to another, if that's how you raising your kids, they gonna have a tough time with mine. Because baby, they talk to bust you in your mouth, you get biggity with them. The ones that live here, every one of mine will bust your ass if you get biggity with them. And just like Gert, this mama, if they go to jail for fighting, is going to get them. Now, they didn't say yes, I ain't going. But if it's fighting, I go get mine. Period. Gert used to tell her you go to jail for anything. But if fighting, I come. Don't call me by nothing else. Oh, Lord, I miss that woman. But y'all, the stuff that it don't even make no common sense, the stuff that's going on and that people are saying. We have to make, which means you have to do something, a difference. Now, I'm curious to know what you guys' ideas are, if you have any, what you think it looks like in going forward, kind of like, what do we do? What are some ideas? What are some things you think is important for the other people to know? About you or us or I mean, there's certain things people need to know about me, but most of it just be I'm crazy and I say what I mean. Those two things. Other than that, you're pretty good. I don't got much more to say. What'd you say, Sarah? Yes, exactly. That's right. Broken people hurt people. So My suggestion is that we put people in place to identify these issues, right? And those that want to keep it undercover and lie about it, right? So we need to increase the psych evals and what people say and do. 2, we've got to hold the people that are harming other people accountable for what they're doing. If they are found that they hurt somebody, killed somebody, I don't care if they're police, they should have the same repercussions as any other American would have. Period. 3, wait, was that? No, that's 2. 3, we got to stop saying live and let live and ignoring it. We have got to start fighting, and rioting is not the answer, but we have got to start talking, and we have got to start unifying ourselves in order to bring change. We also, number 4, we have to change the narrative of our neighborhoods. We have to change that narrative because, honey, let me tell you something. Where Julian and I live, our home, right, where our family lives, child, there's white people that won't even come here because they talk about how rough and it's this and it's that. That is a big lie. That is a big lie. The worst gonna happen to the Caucasian people that come in this neighborhood is anybody that's outside gonna look them in their face and try to wonder where they coming from and what they doing over here. Ain't nobody gonna come out there and run you off. Ain't nobody gonna come out there and jump on you or bother you. We're just curious what you're doing over here because don't nobody ever come over here. I told y'all that parent, when Javier in 10th grade, that parent said they'd give Javier a ride home. And when Javier told him where we lived, he told him he couldn't bring him here because it wasn't safe. Y'all kidding me? Y'all kidding me? Javier's in 12th, he graduated this year, 2 years ago. So I understand. But like I told my children, don't take no mess. They ain't got to come over here, but they better not call you out your name. Hey, Jason. But no, what y'all teaching your children? Look, and teach them to respect the police. First of all, respect is due to police. But the police is crossing lines that is not even, people are crossing lines. The women and the police, I don't understand it, but they're losing their minds. But not all cops are like that. Y'all know me, I don't mess with no police. I just don't. I let them do their job. I respect them, and I try not to do anything that's going to have them bother me. Do you understand? That's how I live. I don't want none of them. I don't care if it's a black police officer. I don't want to bother with the police. I don't care. I speak how you doing and keep on going. If I see Gordon, the sheriff of police here at the school or at the T-ball field or somewhere, I always speak to him and his wife. They always speak to us. But I'm not going to go hang out with Gordon. He's a sheriff. Yeah. I wasn't hanging out with him before he was a sheriff. What I need to hang out with him now? Child boo. I don't mess with the police. I've always been that way. No matter where I've lived, I try not to do nothing I got to get involved with them for. Child, when I used to get in trouble for fighting, see, there you go, Julian. No, that one at the parade was bothering me. So let me tell y'all what happened because Julian done brought it up. Lord, I done went past my time, but that's all right. So they had the homecoming parade here, right? They have it every year. So it was on 301. Well, me and my cousins, my family, there's a bunch of us. We was all sitting in one area. Well, the police come over there and told us we had to move off the sidewalk because the us kids was coming and gonna sit there. What? Our kids was already sitting there. We had been sitting there. Because we checked all of our crew out of school and met up at the same spot so they could all see the parade together do it every year. He come over there talking about we had to move our kids. For what? We've been sitting here. So then he left, and I told him, I'm not moving. And he can't make me move off the public sidewalk. I don't know who he was dealing with, but he wasn't going to make me move. Me and Lou put our chairs right on the sidewalk and sat down. You can't make me move off a public sidewalk. So he went and got his supervisor, another Caucasian police, and they came over there, and I let him know that I'm not no fool, and you cannot make me move off the sidewalk. If y'all wanted this sidewalk blocked, you should have blocked it off. But because you did not, I'm going to stay right here. And my children, none of these children, the SLU crew cheering, is moving. You know, that's just what me and Lou said. We meant that. It's just what it was. I don't know what they thought they was doing. But I didn't mess with him. I did not mess with him. He came over there and he was very rude. Even my sister cousin Lou was like, who are you talking to like that? So it wasn't just me being snappy. He was rude. He was. And I wasn't taking it. They're not going to talk to me. They'll have to tase me. Because they're not just going to tell me I got to move off a public sidewalk. Like I told that man, me and my husband veterans, I sit on any sidewalk in America I want to. And then he told me not to bring up I'm a veteran. What's that got to do with anything? A lot to do with anything. That's the only reason you got your job, sir, is because of veterans, asshole. But you know, y'all know I told him, I don't care. Let me tell y'all something about me and the police. I don't mess with them for a reason. But just like I just said, they came over there and treated us like that because of the color of our skin. Because we didn't look like the other people out there. They didn't bother nobody else sitting on that sidewalk where we was. Just us. Just our group. The hell with y'all. There's a lot of racism here in Bradford County. I guarantee you there are a bunch of cops here that don't deal with black. They probably tell you the last black person they talk to. That's how many black people they deal with. Oh, and that's another sign. If somebody can tell you and they talk about this black person or that black person been to their house, they bigots and they trying to make you think they like us. If you can count the number of black friends you got, you might be racist. You can count the number of white friends you got, you might be racist. I told y'all I didn't deal with white people, but I can't really count them no more, how many white friends I got. I think I'm at about oh yeah. Oh, there goes Summer talking about, don't forget about the, oh yeah, that lady. Y'all remember I talked about her, talking about him, Bradford County, talking about the blacks taking over Star. Lord help us. But I tell you what, that woman's son defended her. They got in his behind. But he did stand up for his mama. You got to respect that, right? I'd have told my mammy she was dead ass wrong. But you know, everybody's different how they deal with their mama. So I don't say nothing. My children would have told me I was wrong. You understand? My kids, let me tell you something. My children and well, they ain't children no more. They're all adults now. But them and Julian, they ain't gonna tell me in public, because if I'm heated, you can't talk to me in public, because I just go to, child, I don't know what happened. It just be like, child, it just run out my mouth. Sometimes I say stuff and I be like, damn, what you saying like that for? But I be done said it. So the type of person I am, y'all know I just stand there like I meant what I said. But they will tell me. And I taught them to do that. I don't want them to be scared to say, hey, that was a little out of pocket, but what you doing? Or why you said that? You know, and my children, they all have Caucasian friends. So no matter how I felt, right, because I hated white people, y'all. No matter how I felt, they never did. They never did. They never even, no. They understood how I felt because as they got older, y'all know some of John's and the Bright, so they a little bright. So as they got older, they would ask questions. You know, or they'd have little friends like Summer. Summer used to have a lot of Caucasian little friends. You know, mostly boys. But there wasn't a lot of them. It was like 2 or 3 of them. But it was them and her. You know, I said they're like best friends. And I was real nervous about her bringing them to the house and stuff, y'all. Because I just didn't know. I wasn't sure who their parents was, how they was going to behave, how they thought, how they were raised. And I sure don't want to hurt nobody's children's feelings. Because regardless if I agree or disagree, they still children. So I was nervous. But you know what? When Summer, I get to that 1 second, Jason. When Summer went to fam, her best friend that they've been friends since freshman year is a little white girl from London. And she's so nice. When Summer hurt her leg, Summer hurt her ankle, she went with her to the ER. Well, Jason, my mother's husband that raped me was white. He used to make me watch Mississippi Burning as punishment. He used to stand with a paddle in the living room and tell me in front of my mother he was going to hit me with that until he broke me, until he made me cry. He was in the KKK, and him and everybody that was around him was just that type of person. His white pastor one Sunday said he was filled with the Holy Ghost. That man went home and raped me. So, yeah, I didn't do white people for a real long time. I didn't, but if you go and watch some of my earlier stories, I go into more detail about my childhood story and being in foster care and things. That's what Julian is referencing. That's just a brief synopsis. However, you know, he was a snitch. I got in court documents where they wired him up. That's why he only did 2 years probation for pleading guilty to 11 charges on a minor under 15. At the same time, he had failed all 3 lie detector tests. I passed all 3. So, you know what I'm saying? I don't mess around here and start. That's where he at. He lives here in Bradford County to this day. So, but yeah, and I remember growing up seeing the white people he hung with that was in his little group so yeah, I ain't crazy. And so anyway, I just had a bad, but you know what? In all honesty, Jason, I have Caucasian friends, Erica, she on here, Tiffany on here, that I have made over the years in the military and traveling that I absolutely adore. And they adore me for all my crazy. And I was wrong. You know what I'm saying? I was wrong that I felt that way. But at least the way I felt, there was a reasoning for it. Not that it's okay, but I still never hurt nobody. Do you understand? I've never beat up a white person. I've never just ran up on one in the club or did something. I ain't never disrespected a white person. I've never disrespected that man or my mother or my father. I just never have. I think that respect is one of the biggest traits of anybody's character. So, what made me fine for Julian? When Julian, I said this at the beginning of the show, but of tonight, but when Julian and I joined our pages, well, no, when we started back talking in 2010, we shared Facebook pages, right? And I remember he called me and he asked me if I was racist because I didn't have any white people on my page. I know that's not funny, but that's kind of funny. 2010, I didn't have no white friends on my Facebook page. But the truth is, I met some of Julian's friends, and they were pretty amazing people. And then I met some of my own friends, like my nail person in North Carolina, Tina. Her and her husband, hey, we saw a drag show together. They are phenomenal people. I love them. Erica that's on here, she is an amazing person. And I just have developed friendships, but they still ain't that many, Jason. It's real hard for me. But I would never hurt anybody. And that's the reason I shared that part of my story, because I can understand not liking someone because of the color of their skin, right? But I cannot understand harming them. That part makes no sense to me. Oh, Erica, you know you smart girl. But I wish we were sitting on the deck in the backyard in North Carolina with a bottle of wine doing karaoke right now. But yeah, so that's just, that's just it. So that's what I was using that as an example for, because it's very relevant. And there are some people that have been abused and mistreated. There's some, especially older. Oh Lord. But there are, older people who, Black minorities, that don't like white people because of how they were treated, or they feel like, you know what I'm saying? And this stuff that's going on, some of our older generation, this isn't new to them. This is bringing back a lot of memories for them, And so you have to understand that there's a reason why a lot of Black people is skittish of white people. But there is never to disrespect anybody enough to lie on them by calling the police, talking about a Black man took your kids, a Black man is threatening you in the park. There's no need for what that cop did. I wouldn't care, honestly, if that cop was Black. What he did was illegal. That was an illegal move that is only taught in the police academy to kill or subdue whoever you're fighting with. That technique is not what they're taught. They're taught not to use that. So he knew what the outcome would be when he did that to that man. Over a check? Come on now, y'all. I don't care if that man, Mr. Floyd, cussed every cashier out in that grocery store by the check. What happened to him, there is no answer for. And there is no reason it occurred. I don't care what color happened. It's disgusting that it's a race thing, because look, too many times it's been proven that would not have happened had Mr. Floyd been a white man. Let's be honest. It's been proven that white men can run around with guns in the neighborhood at intersections, and they can threaten people, and they can fight and do all of this stuff. They can resist arrest, and the police don't shoot them. They might tase them. They don't even use that force often. So that made a lot of things you know what I'm saying? Make this appear to be racially motivated. I don't care what nobody says. There's a lot. If you don't want it to appear that way, then let's do what we need to do to stop it. Let's work on people's mindsets. You know, we got to work on their mind. How are you seeing things? We have to change perspective. Because the truth is, if you're looking at anybody and deciding who they are by the shade of their skin, you are wrong. Period. If you've been through anything like I've been through, get a counselor, get a therapist, work through it. But it's not okay. It's not okay what happened to you, but it's not okay for you to allow that person's behavior to have that much control over your actions. And if I'm honest, that is what really triggered me into thinking about my mindset was, how am I better than if I'm thinking the same way? But y'all, I'm going to go. I appreciate y'all joining me tonight. I appreciate the interaction. Look, y'all, I got a Instagram. It's Real Life Talk with April, all lowercase. This will be loaded on my YouTube page. So please go over there and subscribe. I got 41 subscribers. I need 1,000 for them to cut me a check. That's where it started. And also share this. Guys, share this with your friends and your family. Share it around America. Because I want people to see it. Not because it's me, but because I think this is something that people really need to hear right now. But I will see you guys later. Have a good night.